Well, it's time to do another block. We are still working on the Grinch quilt with the Grinch panel, and we need to make some more blocks. Now, our goal was to have this done before Christmas. We started a little bit late on that, but that is still our goal. I'm not sure we're gonna meet that goal, but I'm still gonna try. So let's get started on another block and get that much further through this quilt. I've picked my fabrics for this block and I've already cut them. So to start with, we are going to have our background piece, which is 2 3 7/8 inch squares. And my particular background is white in this block, so my white squares are 3 7/8 inches square, and I've got 2 of them. Then I've got 4 of these pieces. These pieces measure 2 5/8 by 9 3/4. Then I've got the next piece, which is another background piece, and it's 1 7 1/4 inch square. My next piece is 2 squares at 3 7/8 inches squared. So I've got 2 pieces here. And then my center block is going to be this square, and it measures 4 3/4 inch square. So this is a 4 3/4 inch square, and I have fussy cut it again so that I can have this piece in the middle. So that is 4 3/4 inch. Now we're ready to start assembling our block. The first thing we're gonna do with all of our cuts of fabric is we're gonna subcut some of these. So we're gonna take this first block that we have 2 squares that were the 3 7/8, and we're gonna line them up, and we are going to subcut it like this, diagonally from one corner to the next. So I'm gonna cut it like that, which gives me 4 triangles, and I'm gonna put those back at the first. Then I am going to take this piece and I'm gonna subcut it both ways. So I'll do the X across it. One corner to one corner. I'll cut it. I'll take this piece, corner to corner, and cut it again. Now I've got 4 triangles, so I'll put them right here where they were. I'll take this piece, which is the 2 print pieces of the 3 7/8 squares, line them up, and I'll cut them one time, just like we did these white ones. So go corner to corner. Now I've got 4 of these, and I'll put them back there. Now we are ready to assemble. I'm going to start by taking my center block, which is right here. It's going to be on point, so I'm putting it the way it's going to be on point. Then I'm going to take my print triangles that we just cut, and I'm going to form that square like we've done on other blocks. And then I'll line it up like that. So there's my center of my block. Then I'll take these pieces, the big 7 1/4 that we cut down into 4 triangles. I'll take these and I'll make it a bigger square. Like that. After that, I'm going to take these pieces and put them here, 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 and here. At this point, we're going to wait on these until we get a little closer in to add these pieces. So we're gonna stitch this like it is here, starting in the center. So here's my middle block. I'll take this one and this one, sew it on, and then this one and this one and sew it on, or vice versa. But I wanna do across from each other first. So I'll take this block here, or this triangle, and line it up right here, right sides together, and stitch down this line. So we'll make sure we've got it lined up. Stitch a 1/4 inch. Then we will bring our ironing table over and iron it open. I've ironed this one open. Then I'll take this one and stitch it to the other side. And I'll iron it open as well. Cut that thread. Now, I'm going to do the same thing with these two pieces. I'll take this one and stitch it here, this one and stitch it here. When I get that done, I'll come back to you. Here's my block, and I have already cut my little dog ears off these corners. Now I'm just going to stitch this part of it. I'll do the same thing I did here to these. So I'll pick one up here and stitch it on this side, then I'll come and stitch this one, then I'll do these two. So pick the first one and stitch it down that side. I will iron it open. Do the same thing with the one across from it. Line it up. Take it to the sewing machine and stitch it down. Then I'm going to iron it open. And now I'm going to do the same thing with these two. Now I'm clipping these dog ears off the side. And then we're ready to put the next piece on. Now before we sew these on and these on, I want to pull this away for a minute. I've got these. Let's show you an easier way to do this. We're going to take this and we're going to find the center of this triangle. And it's right there where I made that crease. We're going to take this and we're going to find the center of this one. And it's right where I made that crease. So I'm going to line those two creases up like that. And I'm going to get my pins out. And I'm going to pin that. And I'm going to do that for each one of these. So I got a string in my way. I've got this folded in half, creased. This folded in half and creased. There's my center. And here is my center. Line them up, pin them, and I'm going to do that for each one of these 4. Now that I've got them all pinned like this, I'm going to stitch from here to here. Quarter inch. Then I'm going to iron it open. So what it makes is this piece right here. Then we're going to take these and we're going to line it up like this. Then we'll sew these on in a minute. So I'm going to keep going with these. When I've got them all sewn like this, I'll come back to you. Once you have all these 4 units made like this, you'll take them and line the white triangle up on a ruler, any line on a ruler. So it should line up with this line, it should line up with that line. Leave it like that. Take your ruler and line your ruler up with that white side of the triangle, which should also keep going down this line here. And it's still lining up with the ruler, with the mat. And you're gonna cut that right there. Then you're gonna turn it and you're gonna line this side up with the mat on any line. So I've got it lined up on this line here, I've got it lined up on that line there. Now I'll take my ruler again and line it up with that same line on the mat. So it's still going all the way down this mark right here on the mat, and it's lined up here on the white one. Don't worry about the red one, look at the white one. Now we're going to cut, and what it's going to create is this unit here. We want 4 of these, so let's do it again. We're going to take this white square or white triangle, line it up on any. See these lines on this mat? See this dark line here to here? That's what we'll line it up to. So we'll line it up here, it's lined up here, and it's lined up here. Leave it like that. Take your ruler, line it up on that same line where that white one is. It still goes down all the way down this mark here on the ruler. And we will cut that off. There. Then we're going to turn it the other way, and I've got it lined up here and I've got it lined up here. So now I need to line my ruler up with that same white triangle side. It's also going to line up with my mat line. I'm going to cut down this side, which gives me, if I could cut all the way through it, which gives me that same piece again. I'm gonna do it again. I've got this one, I line it up on any line on the mat, across here and across here. Take my ruler, line it up with that white triangle side, which also corresponds with that line on the mat. Turn it, go the other way. Line it up with the mat lines. Doesn't matter which line, just any line on the mat, any straight line. Line this up, cut there. So now we've got 4 pieces that look like this. Now we're ready to attach them. So here was our block so far. We're going to take these and put them here. And that's what our block is going to look like. So we're going to do these the same way we did this. We're going to take this one, right sides together, line it up down this side, and stitch down this line. So I'll take it to the sewing machine, stitch down this line, then I'll iron it open, as we always do. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this side. Line it up on this side. I'm gonna get these out of my way for right now. Line it up on this side. Stitch down this line. Quarter inch all the way through. Iron it open. Then I'm going to do the same thing with these two. Take this one, right sides together, line it up, stitch it in place. Iron it open. And then do the same thing with the last piece. Right sides together, line it up, stitch it down at a quarter inch. Make sure it stays lined up. We're going to iron it open. And now we've got our block. So what we'll do now is we will take our, if I can reach it, 12.5-inch ruler, lay it on top, line it up, line it up just so, and then cut this side. I'm gonna have to stand up for this one. And this side, turn it 2 times, 1, 2. Now these 2 sides are done, so I line the ruler up with these 2 sides, right here and here. And then I just cut these other, and now it is a squared up 12.5-inch block. Now we have finished our block for this one. We have a few more to go before we can assemble the Grinch quilt top, but here's another block we have finished, and well, now it's on to picking out another block for the next one. Until next time, you guys have a great afternoon doing whatever you're doing. Enjoy yourself and happy quilting.